Hi guys, it's Jay again from Ayaba's Wind. I am back. Happy New Year. I hope all has been well. Hopefully 2021 will be better than last year. Anything is better than last year. Anyway, I told you at the end of the year that I was going to be doing spiritual guidance and advice for the new year. And so here it is. We're going to start off with lucky Leos, and the advice is going to come in the form of quotes and or sayings. And this will be advice that is advised or suggested in order for you to fulfill your destiny in the most positive, successful way possible. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I'm a priestess in the Afro-Cuban tradition. So I'll be interpreting the cards from an Afro-Cuban spiritualist perspective at times, okay? If you like what I'm doing, please like the video. Definitely share and certainly subscribe. And to all my subscribers, I am so happy that you have been able to hang in there with me. It's been a minute. I've been doing a lot of readings and giving a lot of spiritual guidance to those people who have reached out. So I really appreciate all of you. Okay. If you would like a private reading, I'm definitely open for private readings. You can email me at ayabaswind, WYND 999 at gmail.com. All right, so let's get started. All right, so Leos, and looking forward for the new year, January 2021. The spirit is saying that the ears cannot pass the head. Okay, so what spirit is saying is for people on the dating scene, be very careful of masculine energies or people who are very flashy. Okay, they could talk a good game, but they can actually run a lot of game on you. So spirit is saying be very careful of flashy, showy individuals, because what spirit is saying that, you know, all that glitters is not gold. Okay, what spirit is saying is it is advised to you to listen to elders, you know, people who are older, who are experienced, to, you know, take their advice and their wisdom and respect them and honor them. Okay. What spirit is saying for you Leos is to be very careful of running errands, doing errands by yourself. Okay. Spirit is warning in this year that there could be potential rape, muggings and things of that nature. So be very careful of running errands by yourself, especially at night. Be careful of driving down dark roads, walking near alleys, dark alleys, etc. Okay. Spirit is saying you start things, but you don't finish. So this should be the year where you work on finishing things. Okay. And if you have the habit of starting things, but not finishing them, it's very likely that you're feeling scattered. There's a lot of chaos. And so what would help you and benefit you is by taking a white bath. Okay. And the white bath, it consists of cascarilla, which is powdered eggshell. You can get it on Amazon.com. It's sacred in my tradition. You can get a big mixing bowl, and you can pour some water in, add goat's milk, cow's milk, and coconut milk, because it's a white bath. You can shred some cocoa butter, real cocoa butter, into the bath. You can put some coconut water in there. You can put a few drops of Florida water. However, if you have like eczema or very sensitive skin, don't use it at all, or just put maybe 1 or 2 drops, and then you can add white rum to the bath. Okay. White rum, or you can add gin. And then let's see what else. Oh, you can add white flower petals. Okay. You can get white flower petals from like carnations. You can get them from poms, POMS. Or daisies, and take the petals off. You're going to light a white candle, stir with your left hand, and you're going to pray, you know, to strengthen your spiritual eye, to give you the clarity you need, to protect you from negative energies, you know, to help you to like organize your thoughts, and bless you with breakthroughs, and to open all the roads in the path to your success, happiness, and well-being. Once you're finished praying for what you need to pray for, You're going to go to the shower, wash with soap and water, and then you're going to dump this over your head. You're going to air dry, you're going to dress in white and sleep in white. And you can do this for several days, okay? Or anytime you feel down, sad, confused, chaotic, okay? What Spirit is saying, be careful of going out at 12 noon and 12 midnight, okay? There are energies out at these times that are very strong, that are very powerful, especially at night. At night there are death spirits roaming. And so there are dark spirits, there are low vibration entities out in the air. And you can tell this, like you know the difference between being out in the day and out at the night. You can just feel it in the air, okay? So what Spirit is saying is that if you're out and about and it's about to hit 12, run into a store, go run into your car, seek shelter until just after that time hits, okay? Because those are highly charged hours. Spirit wants you to organize yourself with, a clock, a calendar. You can use your Google Calendar, and be a little more regimented and organized, okay? And I know, it can be kind of outdated using the planner books, okay? But sometimes people need to write it down. And then there's power in writing, okay? Because as you write, you're helping to manifest things, okay? Watch sick people coming over to your house, okay? Because sometimes the sick people can get sicker. Or sometimes people are worked spiritually, okay? Maybe someone was doing some kind of brujeria or witchcraft or spell work on this person, and it caused them to get sick. And then they come over to your house, and all of a sudden, that spirit is nice and cozy, and they're attracted to you, your light, to everything, your aura, and they stay, and the person leaves, and then you get stuck with the nonsense, okay? So Spirit is saying, be careful with sick people coming to your house this year. And if they have to be over to your house, it's very important that for you to smoke your house out and clean it out spiritually. Palo Santo, copal, COPAL, frankincense and myrrh, okay? And Spirit is saying this year, be careful of talking around children, okay? Because the children are listening. They can carry stuff to school if they're in school, and they can start talking, and then people get wind of it, and then it's drama, okay? All right, so just be careful of talking your private business, your financial affairs, etc. In front of children. People must pay what they owe before you do any work for them, okay? So this year is a year where you need to be shown appreciation, okay? People need to show gratitude to you. Or else don't do the work, okay? Don't allow people to be bloodsuckers or vampires and drain your energy, drain your time, okay? And so what Spirit is saying is that they need to compensate you for your service, whatever service it is that you're providing. If you're a woman that's watching this, watch Falling for Men who could get you pregnant and leave, okay? It's very important this year, the flashy man, that masculine energy coming in. It can be very alluring, very sexy. This person could be very charming and very charismatic. Okay, so Spirit is warning you to be careful because, the physical attraction, the chemistry could be awesome. The sex could be out of this world. Okay, but you can have so much fun that someone forgets to wear the condom, or someone takes the condom off, the condom breaks, okay, and then there is a baby on the way, all right? And so you may or may not be ready for that, and that person, and Spirit is saying that this man, could be the type of man that, hits it and quits it, that kind of thing, all right? Spirit is saying, at this time of year, traveling too much can make you ill. Okay, and so I know people have to travel for work, but just be very cautious. Keep in mind, hotel rooms are collectors of spirits, okay? People travel from all over the world, and I say that my head is tingling. And people dump their spirits, they dump their sorrows, in these rooms, okay? And they leave a spiritual imprint, in the sheets, in the pillows, okay, in the room, all right? And then sometimes, like I said, those spirits hitchhike from person to person. So the person could leave their spirits and then you book the room and you're in there, and like after maybe a day or so, you're feeling like this weird feeling. And you're just like, wait, what's going on here? And it's because, spirits can attach to you. And this is what I call spiritual hitchhikers. I've been saying that since I started my channel, okay? So be very careful of these energies. And then too, like just traveling, and you don't know what kinds of bugs and viruses are out there right now. I mean, we know one major one, but just be mindful, okay? Yeah, okay. And what Spirit is saying is that happiness is going to be found in your home this year. So home is where the heart is, all right? So if you're used to running out in the streets, hanging out with this person and that person, or you're barely ever home, what Spirit is saying is now is the time to really live in your home, like appreciate the things that you've acquired, make the house a home as opposed to a showroom that you're barely there. You know what I'm saying? Where there's like plastic on the furniture, like from back in the day. Live in it, play music, have get-togethers as long as you're safe, okay? Spirit is saying that your home is going to bring you happiness, all right? Spirit is also saying don't lend anything out, okay? If you lend anything out, do not wear it once you acquire it back, or you can just tell the person to keep it. Now there is it's iffy with that, okay? Because if you lend clothes out, the person may have good intentions, you may have a good relationship with the person, but you don't know if the person has been worked. You don't know what kind of spiritual energy and karma that person is walking with, okay? And so they wear your clothes, they could wash it 1,000 times, give it back to you. It still has the spiritual imprint of that person on that clothing, okay? And so that's not good for you, all right? You're not a doormat this year. Many of you could be spiritual sponges, and so you have to be careful of sharing things from people, all right? What Spirit is saying is that hot-headedness can bring problems for you. So it's very important that you keep your head cool this year. Wear a lot of white. Wear white on your head. Get like cute white hats. Fashion Nova, H&M, whatever other shops are hot right now. Everyone has white. White is hot in the wintertime. White is hot in the summertime, okay? So wear as much white as possible to keep you cool. Okay, not just cool physically, but cool spiritually. You can put a little bit of coconut water on your head or cocoa butter on your head to keep your head cool as well. It's a very cooling energy, all right? There is going to be a possibility that someone may visit your house who has a nickname, okay? And what Spirit is warning you that this person who has this special, unique nickname could be dangerous, okay? So you be very careful of letting this person into your house. Now, how could this person be dangerous? This person could be dangerous in that they have people after them, okay? They may be involved in some unsavory business practice. They may be hustlers. They may be people of the night, people who are wheeling and dealing in the street. And so maybe they wronged someone, or maybe there's a mistaken identity, and these people could follow them to your house and shoot the house up, okay? And then that brings drama to you, all right? The other possibility is that this person with this special nickname, could have a record. They could have some kind of record of committing crimes and violations against people, and that they could talk a good game, okay, but in reality their rap sheet is like miles long, okay? And people make mistakes, and people can definitely people can definitely rehabilitate themselves. They can be rehabilitated. However, when there's crimes of rape, molestation, and things of that nature, physical crimes, aggressive crimes against people. This is where you have to be concerned, okay? They may talk a good game. Once they get their foot in the door, they push their way through. That's it, okay? And you have to be careful, especially if you have children in the house, all right? But Spirit is saying luck is coming. Luck is coming. It would be beneficial for you to do an herb bath, okay? You can get 13 plantas or 13 plantas or 7 plantas, which is 7 plants or 7 herbs, with a 13 herb bath. You can buy that on Amazon.com, originalbotanica.com, or your local neighborhood botanica, okay? And you can boil that bath down, cool it down, sift out all the leaves and stems, throw those leaves and stems in the garbage, put your left hand in when the herbs are cooled, and you're going to say your prayers to open all the roads in the past to your success and happiness and well-being, to remove all the blockages, help you to acquire financial wealth and stability, all the good things that you want. You're praying for what you want. Do not pray for what you don't want, okay? We're not putting our energy into what we don't want, okay? And so after you finish the prayer, you bathe with soap and water, rinse off, and then you're going to put this from your neck down. Air dry, dress in white, and sleep in white. You can do this for about 3 to 7 days, okay? And you can also do an abre camino bath, okay, which is open road, to open your roads so that in case you're blocked, things are stopping you or getting in the way. This abre camino bath, as long as you say prayers and you're charging it up. Do not make these baths when you're in a rush or when everything is, all over the place. You really have to settle down, you light a candle, and you get into it, okay? You're using your ache, your ability to manifest things through the spoken word to manifest, okay? And you have the power to do it. And so Spirit is saying get in the zone, okay? If you deal with women, okay, and you're a man watching this, or you like the same sex, Spirit is saying, if you deal with a lot of women, now is not the time to be, at the romping shop with this one and that one and this one and that one, okay? What Spirit is saying, cut off all those ties and stay with one person, okay? And focus on, if you have children, focus on those children. This is beneficial to you this year. What Spirit is saying, you're going to have a lot of tongues on you. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people talking good things about you, but there's also going to be a lot of people talking bad things about you. And, you can crown yourself king or queen this year. Okay. And it's just all a matter of you putting your mind to it and focusing. Work those mantras that are on my playlist, please. They're easy to pronounce. Mantras for love, mantras for wealth, mantras for happiness, mantras for healing, mantras for protection. Guys, this is medicine for the spirit, okay? And these things really do work. I'm not just telling you things because I like the way it sounds. I've tried it and I can testify to it, okay? As well as many of the people who I've read, all right? Spirit is saying one who throws a stone and the whole town takes the blame. So, basically you got to be careful with who you are around this year, okay? People who you are around, they could be into some nefarious things, all right? And so Spirit is saying is if they're doing stuff like scamming and things that are illegal and you are around them, you could go down with them. So Spirit is trying to protect you. Spirit is saying that there could be mistaken identity, all right? And that's not a good look. So just be very careful. Wear as much white as possible, all right? And like I said, there could be false accusations, possible lawsuits, all of this. If there are lawsuits, do spiritual work. If you do not do any prayers or spiritual work, what Spirit is saying, you could be found guilty, okay? So you can't just say oh, well, that's it. Nah, you got to invest in saying prayers, prayers for protection, prayers to break spells and curses, mantras, doing your spiritual baths. Keep that white bath going. My head is tingling right now. Please, Spirit is trying to save you. Okay. What Spirit is saying is that, you may have siblings that you don't know about. You may think that you know the whole story, but what Spirit is saying, there's a few extra brothers and sisters that are out there, okay? And Spirit is warning to be careful of your family dragging you down. Okay, be very careful of family dragging you down. You love your family, but choose your battles, okay? If you know such and such is going to be calling you, whining and complaining about, their husband, and they're not doing this, they're not doing that, and they keep you on the phone for like 2 hours, and you've gotten nothing accomplished in your life, and they get you all riled up and upset, and you really want to go and F that person up for your family member who's on the phone complaining to you. Nah, that's not a good look. That's not your battle. Okay, that's your relative's battle. Let them handle it. Don't let people dump on you, because what happens is they dump on you, they ride off into the sunset and they feel perfect. They feel so good that they talk to you. Now they're ready to go with their day, but you're stuck feeling miserable and angry, and like you have no energy to do the things you need to do. Okay, so this year Spirit is telling you to watch that. Spirit is saying watch feeling trapped. Okay, if you feel trapped, you got to pray to break ties. You got to pray that the Spirit will release you from things that are not helping you to progress and move forward. 2021 has to be the year of progress. I'm saying this, I am a Leo, okay? And I can share in, many of these things that Spirit is talking about. Okay. And this is a year of progressing and moving forward. I don't give a damn if there's COVID. Okay. Ain't nothing stopping the show. Okay, we all got to keep moving, all right? And that is through prayer. We're going to make it through prayer, through meditation, through taking care of ourselves spiritually, okay? Spirit is saying that someone who's watching this could be a police officer, a detective, or work in law, or, in the police department, okay? And they're just acknowledging you. What Spirit is saying is be careful of who you bring into your house. Okay, don't bring people in that you don't know. Be very careful, because people can steal from you. They can leave witchcraft. They can take a piece of your hair if they use your bathroom. Yeah, that's not a good look. Don't be having people over that you don't know. Or if you do have to have them over because you have a gathering, a dinner party or whatever, designate a place for people to use the restroom, close all doors. That's it. And when the people leave, you got to pray that they take all their spiritual shit with them. Okay. You're not going to be stuck with people's stuff. People are not going to dump their spiritual baggage. There are spiritual hitchhikers at your house. Okay. And then when they leave, your house is a hot mess. It's chaotic. You can't sleep. The kids are tossing and turning. They're saying they're seeing monsters and shadows and all kinds of stuff. Nah, that can't work. All right. Yeah, because what Spirit is saying with, bringing these people over to your house, it can bring about your death, or it can bring about sickness. Okay. It can bring about death and sickness through physical manifestations in your body, because maybe these people had dark spirits with them that were attached to them. I'm not saying these people are bad people, but people do not spiritually clean. And they're in God knows wherever they're going. They may work at the funeral parlor. They may work at the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? They may work at, a place where there was a lot of death that happened. They may work in the prison, in the correction facility, okay? And a hospital even, okay? And all of these places are spiritually charged. They could be a collector of spirits and don't even know it. And then they show up to your house, they dump their shit off, and then they, leave, and now you're stuck. So Spirit is warning you on that. All right. Finally, what Spirit is saying, friend kills friend. So Spirit is saying this year, you better watch your back, because there are people that are around you, or that could come around you, that are not really true friends. They're not true blue friends. They could be friends to try and figure out what you're doing. There could be obsessions. Okay. What Spirit is saying is that there could be revolution. There could be this storm that's brewing. Okay. And so Spirit wants you to keep your house physically clean, spiritually clean. Get rid of empty boxes, get rid of, empty bottles, clean out those closets of clutter, clean from under your bed. Why? Because spirits hide in all of these places. Okay. And I'm not talking about spirits of the light. I'm talking about spirits of the dark. Okay. That appear in shadows and, make all these weird sounds, attack you at night, make you paralyzed and are on top of you. All of these occurrences I have heard, and for some I have experienced. Okay, so keep your house clean. Okay, and smoke out your house when people leave your house. Okay, they can take all this stuff with them. Take it out the door. Once they get out the door, mop your house out if you can. Clean your house out spiritually. Smoke it out. Palo Santo, whatever you got to do. Okay. What Spirit is saying, if you help people, they're going to go up and you're going to go down. Okay. So Spirit is saying you are not a doormat this year. Do not be a doormat. Okay. Don't help people to the point where you have nothing and they have everything and they ride off into the sunset, like I said earlier, and you're left dumped on. Okay. You're sick. You can't get out of bed, depressed, everything's falling apart. You're not motivated. Nah. We're not going down like this, Leo. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. What Spirit is saying, be careful of receiving things without inspecting it. Okay. Be careful of holding packages for people. Because, what Spirit is saying, that you could be accused of robbery or taking things. Okay. And people could switch on you like that, or they could be setting you up for something. So Spirit is saying, watch for that. Seek spiritual help if you are taking a trip, okay, or you are sick, all right? You don't have to get a reading from me. You could get a reading from someone else, but seek spiritual help. Don't just sit with that thing on top of you, especially if you know something is not right or there's something a little extra, okay? In my spiritual community, when I'm, with the other priests and people in the tradition, we say if it does not make sense, that means someone has done some kind of work somewhere. Okay. And that's gotta go. Okay. We're not having that. All right. So watch wearing bright colors at this time. It can attract to you unwanted attention. Definitely, by all means, wear as much white as possible. I am impartial to white. However, no bright colors. Okay. Spirit is saying, be careful being angry. Okay. Because what Spirit is saying, when you are angry, you are fearless, and you could do something that you will regret, okay? Or that will hurt you. So Spirit is saying, watch your temper. And Spirit is saying, you don't like authority, okay? You don't like it. You understand that you got to do what you got to do. But when people are a little too controlling and micromanaging you, nah, you don't like it. And you don't like it when you're disobeyed either, okay? Or when people are not, considerate or appreciative of your gifts and your talents. Okay. But what Spirit is saying, whoever wrongs you, they're going to pay for it. They will pay for it. Trust. Okay. And that's karma coming back. What Spirit is saying, you should not go to funerals or wakes if you don't have to. Okay. Now, I know people pass away. You don't want people to talk about you, whatever. If you don't have to go, don't go. Please. Okay. If you got to go, wear a whole bunch of white under that black. Okay. If you feel so pressured to wear black. All right. Me, I don't wear black to no funeral, but I know it's tradition in certain cultures to wear black. All right. I ain't wearing no black, but if you got to wear black, if you feel compelled to wear black and you feel weird, you want to stick out like a sore thumb, wear white underneath. Okay. But also you need to clean off with something. You need to do a spiritual bath, a white bath after you come from that funeral parlor or that cemetery. Because what Spirit is saying is that you could have problems with the dead. You could have problems with spirits attaching to you. Okay. And that won't be good for you to be able to progress. All right. And Spirit is saying that you can tend to be a loner. All right. And that sometimes you may have a hard time relating to people, that you may feel that people don't understand you. They don't get you. Okay, you may sometimes feel alone, but Spirit is saying that they are here for you. You got to reach out to them, all right? But what Spirit is saying, you cannot be a slave to anything. So once you start feeling like you are being a slave at work, nah. Once you start feeling like people have their foot on your neck, nah, that can't work either. Okay, you better commence to go into Indeed.com or Glassdoor.com and start looking for a new job. Spirit is like, nah, slavery's over. Okay, we're not with this whole factory mentality. You know what I'm saying? In 2021, those days are over. Okay, so Spirit is saying stand up. This energy, like, things could turn up a little bit as the year progresses. Things could get a little stormy. Okay, and Spirit wants you to be prepared through prayer and meditation and yoga. I know you guys are going to get sick of hearing me say this, but this is what's going to save you. No person is going to save you. Okay, everyone has their own stuff that they're trying to work out with themselves. Okay, and if someone goes to save you, they can't save you all the time. There is not only a physical day-to-day there are not only physical day-to-day challenges, okay, but there's a spiritual war. There's a spiritual battle. There's a plane that we don't even see that, we are in a war for our soul. Okay, with all this temptation, social media, and all this, it's like overstimulation. Now we got to reel it back in and get to center. Okay, so we don't lose ourselves. Spirit is saying, do not be pessimistic. Look at the glass half full as opposed to half empty, and fill the rest of the glass up. Keep going. Say positive affirmations. Okay, if you could say 5 or 10 or 20, say them when you wake up. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. I am successful. I am worthy of love. Okay, go on. You can make up your own, write them down. There's power in writing. Okay, and then say them, commit yourself, okay, to boost yourself up. Okay, what Spirit is saying, now is not the time to be sleeping in the dark. Okay, do not sleep in the dark. I know people have a hard time sleeping in the dark. Sleeping with there's light. So put on a little silk mask over your eyes, put the night light, not close to your bed, but further away from your bed. Put some night lights on, because there are spirits that are around, okay? And we won't know specifically until you get a private reading. But what Spirit is warning you, protect yourself, okay? Because these dark spirits, they like darkness. They feed, they breed on it, okay? What Spirit is saying, try not to have too many mirrors in your house, okay? And that your windows should be covered. All right, during the day, it's great to allow the light in to burn away negative energies. But at night, like I said, spiritually, there are darker energies that are out at night. And so what Spirit is saying, protect your windows. You can put crosses over your windows with Cascarilla. You can order the Cascarilla on Amazon.com, originalbotanica.com, or your local Botanica, but cover your windows, okay? Protect your windows. You can put like crystals to deflect them, to confuse these spirits so they don't want to like enter into your house, okay? Watch for traps, like I said, with keeping people's packages, for holding something for someone. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. People could be followed. People could be getting followed. They could get followed to your house, and then see that someone drops something off, or be paranoid that this person is going to talk about the business that they had with them, and then shoot up the whole place or break in. All right. And what Spirit is saying, regardless of what you believe in, if you're Muslim, you're Buddhist, what do you call it? Jehovah's Witness, Christian, if you practice voodoo, hoodoo, whatever it is you practice, okay? Spirit is saying, go to the spiritual place of prayer, when you can, okay? Yeah. So I'm not in the church. I was raised, as a Catholic, but clearly I am in the West African tradition. So I subscribe to West African practices of my ancestors, okay? But don't get me wrong. My ancestors were up in church. I'm going to be up in church. I'm going to say a little prayer. I'm going to light a little candle for those ancestors who have passed on, and I'm going to keep it moving. So what Spirit is saying, go up in a church every now and then and say some prayers, okay? What Spirit is saying is, if you are an actor, okay, if you are an actor, be very careful of taking roles of playing dead people. Be careful of taking roles that are playing zombies. Be careful of taking roles that are going to degrade you, okay, but especially of the dead. Because when in playing the dead, you know, you could get possessed by a spirit, okay? And we don't know if it would be demonic or dark in nature. What Spirit is warning you, try to skip those roles, okay? Now, if you are on your last leg, you know, and the rent or the mortgage has not been paid and you ain't got no money for food, do what you got to do. Spirit does not want you to be broke. But what Spirit is saying, if you are an actor and watching this, okay, do not take roles of playing dead people, because you can actually get possessed. And one of the examples I would like to use is Heath Ledger, who played the Joker, okay? Now, I'm not saying, my head is tingling. I'm not saying that was, I know that he struggled with certain things. But if you watch that movie, and please watch that movie, you're going to see how dark he went. And I swear, as well as many people swear, that there was a spirit that kicked in, that stepped in, you know, when he was playing that role. And, you know, from what my understanding is, he had a hard time getting out of that role, meaning that spirit that he contacted or connected to would not leave him. Okay? And it pulled him down to the point where he succumbed to certain things. Okay? And I, you know, rest his soul. God rest his soul. But Spirit is saying, be very careful. And Spirit is saying, this year, if you lose someone, if someone crosses into the ancestor realm, you can mourn, but don't mourn too much. Because what Spirit is saying, you can cry for the dead so much that the dead will be like, oh, you miss me that much? You want to be with me that much? Come with me. And they could take you. They could take you with them to the other side. So please, you know, be very careful. Like, you know, when people cross over, their body, which is a shell, which limited their movement when they were on this earthly plane for whatever reason, that shell then decayed, okay? And that shell was no longer any good for that spirit, so the spirit was freed from that body. So now the spirit is free to roam, okay? So yes, we miss their physical presence, we miss their hugs, we miss talking to them, okay? But know that spirit is there with you. You just can't see them, okay? So don't cry so much, because if you do, the Spirit is saying that those spirits can take you to the other side with them, and not to harm you, but because they love you so much that they don't want to see you in pain and agony, okay? Guys, this has been your reading for the new year, 2021. If you like what I'm doing, please like the video, definitely share the video, and certainly subscribe. If you'd like to book a private reading, my email is ayabaswind, WYND 999 @gmail.com. Ciao.